What's up, everybody? Welcome to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And today, wow, today is Monday. Today is Monday. Let me look at the date. I said it last week. We don't have that many more days left in this calendar year. This is the 29th. Wow, let me share this show. The 29th. Gosh. Y'all, I'm just telling you, it just hit me. It just hit me. It's the 29th of December. And it just hit me. I'm sharing the show while we're talking right now. I'm sharing to my groups. Where are my groups at? It just hit me. We are not going to have many more of these. Today is the 29th. Tomorrow. And then, New Year's Eve. It's New Year's and New Year's Eve. Wow. Kwanzaa, happy Kwanzaa. The four principles is Uyama. Cooperative economics to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. Alpha, it's good. When we come back in this year going strong. I'm gonna do some stuff that I meant to do last year with the Kwanzaa principles. We're gonna continue these principles out throughout the year. Okay, like tomorrow would be the 5th principle. Then we'll start back over. Share the show, everybody. Let me make sure. Hold up, y'all. I haven't shared it with everybody. Let me get back to sharing. I think I did right here. It's gonna be a unique show because I'm reflecting. I'm reflecting. Amazing things that happened this year. Things happened to me over the weekend that it's interesting. Very interesting. People watching the show. And Brandon, that's a good one. Brandon, I just got something this morning. They sent me something. Brandon, it's been 9 years. 9 years, Brandon. 9 years. I saw some December. You know how they give you your memories? Let's see. Let me see. Can I pop it back up there? Brandon, I'm glad you said that. 9 years. What motivate? Boy, I love this kind of stuff. Y'all share the show, y'all, because this gonna be good. Thank you, Brandon. I'm gonna put that on there. I'm gonna show you what happened, Brandon. This is Brandon. It's gonna be in my book. Let me put some of your stuff. Let me get some of your stuff up there. Let's Alfio came up with this talk. He mentioned the 4 principles of Kwanzaa Ujamaa, cooperative economics to build and maintain our own stores, our own shops, our own Anthony Lawrence collection, and other. And hold on, let me put it back up there. Hold up, and other business and profit from them together. Y'all, we gonna during this year, we gonna follow these principles. We're gonna talk about one of these principles. We just gonna go over the 7. I think it's 7 of them every day. Like like what's today is Monday, then it's gonna be Tuesday, then it's gonna be we'll come back and start back next week. But we have to talk about this cooperative economics. It's very important. But let me keep going. Thank you, Alpha. I already got it in my notes to do it, and you just that's why you've been a part of this thing. But y'all, it's been 9 years, mate, 9 years. And I don't know why I didn't capture the. Did I hold up? Did I take a picture of it? Because I usually take pictures of stuff. No, I did not. Because I thought I would always have it. Just take a picture of the memory. You know how your memories come up? He said, Robert, you have a memory, and I had the memory. I'm trying to find it, but it's been 9 years. Wow, yo, it's crazy. But let me share. Brandon asked the question: how long have you had the show? Good question. I'm gonna talk about that in a second. What's up, Trey Phillips? Trey Phillips, you've been here a lot of them years. My main man Willie Sullivan in the building. Eric Boone is in the building. Brandon, love you, Robert. Have a great show. Thank you, Shannon. Shannon, hey, sweetie. 9 years. 9 years. It's gonna be awesome. You gotta go to your settings and you will see them. Your memory. Hold up, let me go to my settings. See, hold up. Go to my settings. Girl, I don't know how to do all of this stuff. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. I go to my settings and what they say. What I'm gonna say when I go to my settings. I don't even know how to go to my settings. Let's see. See, you're gonna mess me up. Go to my settings. Nah, that ain't it. What button in my settings do I put? But do I push a notification? Because they gave me a notification. I just hold up. Let me see. Memories. Ah, but that's all right. Ain't gonna worry about it. Ain't gonna worry about it. Shannon, you gotta walk me through it. You gotta walk me through it. But he asked me a question. He said, 9 years is amazing. What motivated you to start? Brandon, let me tell you something, Brandon. Remember you had that old page that can tell you on Facebook. Good. Gotcha. She said, okay, all right. Thank you. She sexy. But Brandon, boy. Brandon, it all started when I got an invitation to Chris Walker wanted me to come be on the Chris Walker show. He had a show. So Chris Walker, I kept telling him no, I'm not doing it because Chris Walker would try to trick you into saying something. He wanted to talk about my life in the sports agent realm, talking about how, he wanted to trick you to saying you to play this player and all that kind of stuff. So I was leery of Chris Walker. I just didn't. I was too busy into big things and I didn't have time for it. 9 years ago, I didn't have time for the mess, right? So what happened was he kept asking me, I said, okay, I'll come. So I came and I was like the mediator between him and Jimmy, right? I wasn't saying too much. If you was on the show, if you go back to the unofficial Chop Shop, it's called the unofficial Chop Shop, and go back to the beginning, you're gonna say, oh, I used to just sit up and I was nervous because both of them was always late. And I get to the radio station and the people looking at me trying to get me to start the show before because they were late. And I never forget one time I just said, man, roll it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna be sitting here waiting and everybody looking at me, Brandon. So Brandon, I used to just sit back. So, but what I did, I started listening to Joe Madison, the Black Eagle, on the Sirius FM radio. So I was listening to him great guy. Go look him up, Jay. But he wasn't in the sports realm. He was just in the radio, black radio, traditional black radio. That's where we were at, a traditional black radio show. So guess what? I wanted to be the best. If I was going to do something, I wanted to go and learn from the best. Brandon. So I'm watching Joe, just watching Joe, and watching Joe, then interacting with Chris and Rob. So what happened during that particular year, one of those years, Chris Walker, one of his best friends got the job at Cal Berkeley. Who was that? Joaquin Jones got the job at Cal Berkeley. So he wanted Chris to come be assistant coach. So Chris said, y'all, I'm gone. I said, what you going? I'm gone. Listen to me, y'all. Y'all got to be funny. This is funny. It's some things happen. But Chris just left. And Jimmy said, okay, it's over. So I said, okay. So, but during the time that Chris was leaving, he introduced me. Well, no, he didn't introduce me. He called himself introducing me to another radio station. But when we get to the radio station, the head guy said, oh, because Chris was trying to woo a new radio station before he left. But he said, if you'd have told me you knew Robert Hatter, you could have got in there a long time ago. You should have brought him a long time ago. So him and Chris had a meeting, and he was just talking about, he said, and this is amazing 102 at the St. John's Church. Never forget it, y'all. So we went and had the meeting. He said, of course. We made it happen. So Chris left it for me and Jimmy. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I ain't never did this stuff. I didn't study this in school. But what I did was during that our time, I saw how many lives we touched. Brandon. And I ain't gonna lie, it's several times that Brandon, I was gonna walk away and said, forget, I ain't got time for this. I ain't got time. We used to do on the radio 5 days a week. But when we went to the new radio station, they hired somebody else on our slot on that 5th day, so we didn't have to do that. So it's Brandon. It just got and one time that changed the whole trajectory for me on this show. Okay, the whole trajectory is when a lady called in. She was getting ready to go into her chemotherapy treatment. And she called in and said, Chop Shop was the best 120 minutes of her day. She listened to us before she go into her chemo. And you wonder why 7 years later, I'm still here at 12 o'clock, Monday through Thursday. I'm going to repeat that because y'all ain't going to get it. You'll get it when you go home. She said, we were the best 120 minutes of her day. I didn't know that. We just doing a show. Bartholomew. We just doing a show. We just talking and going back and forth. They called me and him, Ray and Clark, because we always go back and forth. And I had to explain to people sometimes contention is good. Contention is good. I don't want to just agree with everything he said. I don't want him to agree. And I don't want y'all to agree with everything I'm saying. So, but in the show just got big. The purpose of the show got bigger. And then I got an email, Brandon, of a young lady emailed me and said, thank you for saving, watch this, my son's life and helping our family dearly. Brandon, I said, what did I say? What did I do? She said, I don't want to talk about it. just thank you for being there. Something happened where her son heard something on the show that changed his life. I don't know what the son was doing. I don't know what he was into, but it changed his life. Brandon, let me tell you something. That's why I'm here every day. Not because I want to sit up here and talk, because somehow we're doing things that change people's lives. On the basketball court, and you're recruiting, I know some testimonies, the email I got. Brandon, I got to read you this, Brandon. I got to read you this. See, this kind of stuff, it just messed me up, Brandon. I got to read you this. This is the kind of stuff over the years that we just do and we just forget. Hold up, man. Let me see. Watch this. We just, because we just doing. We just doing it. So, Brandon, I got this, trying to go back, and I got this note from a dad, Brandon. He said, hold on, let me see. Let's see. Here we go. Watch this, Brandon. Because Brandon asked me a great question. And I want to keep that, Brandon. I want to mark that because I might go back to that. I might go back there. You said, watch this, y'all. Let me show you how cold we can put them both on the screen. He said, what? How long you been on the show? How long? Brandon. Watch this, Brandon. Hello, Mr. Hatter. My name is, I'm going to tell you the guy's name. And told me who his sons was. He said, I'm emailing you because you don't know, but you just mentioning my son's name in an episode after they were defeated, after they defeated Houston Yates High School, when they were underdogs and no one gave them a chance. You know, my son heard all the negative talk about he's just big for nothing and he'll never be like his older brother and all that. He said, but when you mentioned his name, it did wonders for him. His work ethic went through the roof. And you didn't say much, Mr. Hatter, but he wanted to believe somebody besides his mother and myself saw potential in him. He became your number one fan. He worked his butt off, Mr. Hatter, and colleges started recognizing his potential in football. He received offers from Memphis and Kansas and Arkansas State. That year was his last year to compete in high school because he was diagnosed with brain cancer for about a year. Mr. Hatter, he never wavered. He always believed that he was going to beat it, and he got back on the field with his teammates and accomplished his dream, but God had other plans for him. He lost his fight going into his senior year. His passing devastated the family, and to this day, it's unbelievable. But thank you for recognizing my son. And I just wanted to let you know, keep doing what you're doing because it did wonders for my son. And he said, you even mentioned his younger brother. He said, kids just want approval from someone beside their parents. Your podcast gave my son unbelievable confidence And I can't thank you enough. When he was in the hospital, I would tell him he has a story to tell, and he'll start texting his teammates, telling them, don't take anything for granted. Work for everything you ever want. He says, just thank you, Mr. Hatter. I'm sorry for the long. Y'all, Brandon, this why. Y'all, in case you just came on, Brandon asked me some great questions. He asked me, what motivates you to start the show? I didn't start the show. Chris Walker did. And he passed the baton. He didn't pass the torch. He didn't have to blow out his torch. He just passed the baton. Now it's my time and Jimmy's time to run with it. And we're going to pass it to somebody else. But somebody got to step up. But that's what happens. So y'all, whenever, because he asked the question, how long we been doing this? It's been 9 years. Y'all, we got Dirk Mennefield. He said, you light in the dark when no one can see anything, but the light you shine help the dark. See, y'all understand, man, this stuff is special to me. I didn't know I was affecting that little young man's life like that. I just saw him and I said I liked him and I want him on my. I said something like that. You never know. Y'all, this medium travels all over the world. The only thing stopping this show is people don't share it. I try to do the best I can. I can only do it over here. I done did it so much. Somebody stopped me this weekend and said, look, hey man, I want to do a show. I want you on my show. Let's start a show together. A prominent figure. Because he been watching. Jay Jackson, I know you weren't around 9 years ago. A lot of y'all wasn't. But that's why I do this with so much fervor, so much vim, vigor, and vitality. Because it's some kid, and then somebody had the nerve to come to me and tell me one time, man, you too positive. And I know some of y'all, you Robert, y'all don't like how you are. I know. It might not be the show for you. We ain't talking about you. Because I got to do the show the way I got, this is my personality. I can't do it like somebody else. I can't do it. I can't do it like Charleston White. I can't do it like nobody. I have to do it like Robert Hatter. Because it ain't, y'all got to realize, I got to do it my way because everybody else's way is taken up. I told you. I watched the model, Joe Madison. A man who used his money to go and buy and free people in captive over in Sudan. He's in America, sitting chilling in D.C. And he said, I'm taking my money over there to buy some people because they was just capturing people and holding people for ransom. Somebody's talking about, Robert, you should have 1 million followers. That ain't my fault. But I told him this show is like an oak tree. It takes a long time to root. It takes a long time to come up so we can have shit. And then, oh look, and when the strong wind comes, they don't mess with them oak trees. But I'm so glad you asked that question. You said I was here for the St. John's downtown. Okay, Jay, but it started at KYND on the north side. You came when Chris Walker left. So you really went around when Chris Walker, because Chris Walker wasn't really at St. John's. That was the transition. When we went from KYND, that's who Chris Walker had the relationship with, to the Amazing 102. That's the relationship that I've had with Amelia White for 100 years. And it was just seamless. Y'all, we didn't even miss a beat. We left there on Thursday and on Monday we was at the other station. I mean, it didn't miss a beat. But it's just so unique. Now let me get back to what, y'all, my regular scheduled program. But thank you, Brandon. Cause sometimes, sometimes y'all need to hear that story. All y'all do is see somebody coming over here and it'll be hot. I mean, I'll be a little loud and all. Y'all, there's something, it's passion that goes on in this thing. It's passion. And today I want to apologize to PJ Haggerty because somebody put some stuff and somebody had talking about he had left Kansas State because they had disputes with his NIL money. And I let the story run a little too much, but all I was saying is if he did that, I mean, what's going on in college basketball, and then y'all see what's going. Y'all today we're gonna talk about this stuff. We're gonna talk about the pros coming. And Dirk, I'm glad you're there. Dirk, you let me know if you're able to come and just talk about this for a minute. You let me know. You can just keep commenting. But we got to talk about this. We got guys who played 8 games in the NBA wanting to bring his ass back to college and play. I mean, it's just so much stuff going on, but I apologize to PJ Haggerty because somebody said that he did this, and I allowed it to go and go and go without bet. It was at the end of the show, and people were sending me stuff, and I ran with it without betting it. And but I got right off the show and called, but shoot, the show was already done. Somebody called me at the end of the show. He know who he is. Called me at the end of the show, and I talked about it. And the reason I did, I saw him playing when I heard it on the radio. I mean, heard it on my device that he was playing with Kansas State last night. So the guy didn't he didn't transfer because they didn't pay him his money. So I apologize. I take that back. And then I want to tell a happy birthday to HBCU football. Over the weekend, they are 133 years old. And HBCU football, 133 look good on you. Because I've been watching a lot of HBCU football this year. My favorite quarterback got a win yesterday. Y'all don't understand, man. Never in my life have I sit and watch a 3-win team play every minute of a game. A 2-win team. Shedeur Sanders. And maybe I love him so much because other people hate him so. Hate his family and hate his fathers. I was just proud of. I didn't want Mike Tomlin to lose, but I wanted Shedeur to win. And listen, I would have been all right if Shedeur just had a did great, and Mike Tomlin won the game because I wanted Mike Tomlin to win the game. But then I thought about it. I want Shedeur. It's Shedeur. Mike Tomlin didn't live the good life. It's Shedeur's time. Then I was thinking about something. Thinking about all this stuff going on in the news, right? I saw something. You know what? Listen, and I want y'all to hear this. We missed an amazing opportunity in America by not electing Kamala Harris. And not just because this, him, but we missed an awesome opportunity. And I'm gonna talk about it during on Women Rock Wednesday. I'm gonna talk about it. And I want y'all to understand this is a form of media. And the media is the most powerful entity on earth. They have the power to make the innocent guilty and make the guilty innocent. And that's power because they can control the mind of the masses. We done talked about this. I keep wanting to, y'all, if you hear, if I could just say, if every day on this show, you and I, and everybody on this show said, Jay Jackson is the best tennis player in the world. Jay Jackson is the best tennis, every day. If we keep on flooding the broadcast, the broadcast is short. Well, it cast a broad spell. We can say, Jay, hey, after a while, people think Jay is the best tennis player in the world. That's why I tell y'all to watch this stuff. Even like the news that we got the other day from PJ Haggerty, which was fake ass news. And we should have vetted it. So I take responsibility for that. Just thinking about the things happening over the weekend. Y'all put some stuff up there that y'all just pressing that y'all want to talk about on this show today. My thing is, will the NCAA grant eligibility to a current NBA player? Y'all, Dane Danger played 3 years in college, but he played 9 games in 1 year. They wouldn't let him be eligible. But I'm just watching. It's going to be hard to say no when you grant eligibility to G League players and players in foreign pro leagues. How can they legally distinguish between the NBA and the pro leagues? Dirt. And I saw this tweet. Y'all, this because it's affecting you. You know, everybody. You know, I talked to somebody last night, right? Son didn't play in a game. Conference ain't even started. Son didn't play in 1 game. Well, at the end of the season, you just got to make it a choice what you gonna do. Brandon, you got to help me with that one. Y'all don't want these kids to go through nothing. He don't play in 1 game, and now you want to transfer? I wish I had somebody. I wish I had somebody with me. I wish I had that lady. I wish I had that lady who was in chemotherapy. I wish I had the young man who we helped change his life. I wish we had somebody. Oh, y'all too cool right now. I guess you know it's getting y'all don't realize y'all. We don't have but probably 1 more session before the new year, and y'all we cranking something up new for the new year. Y'all, we got to do something in the new year. It's been too many years. We got to do something. We got to build something. So get ready, get your ideas out there flowing. It ain't gonna be all y'all. You know, some of y'all, you know, you got everybody went at the Million Man March. Everybody went at the March on Watch. Some people got mad. He didn't let me speak. I ain't going. He didn't let me speak. I got a few questions for y'all. He said, I saw a podcast of 2 dudes from the UK. They talked about the intestinal fortitude of our young men and how we as men have to mentor. Yeah. Yeah. But the men hadn't been mentored. What are we going to do about the men? Man, I got so much stuff, man. I'm serious, y'all. When I'm over here like this here, in my phone, I done put somewhere. I got a question too. I meant to ask y'all this last week. Y'all talk to me. Because you know it's Christmas. You know, we ain't talked since Christmas. Who bring their own Tupperware bowls to other people's house and just walk in there and just get the taking them folks stuff out of you. Ain't even come for the party. You came straight to the kitchen and got to loading up all your stuff, took that out to the car, then got the styrofoam cups and styrofoam plates and loaded them up and took them out to the car. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you, I got a great family. Y'all, I went to the Christmas party I went to, the Christmas gathering I went to. Ain't never did, and I've been to some people's house. The people never ran out of seafood. Never. Y'all know how it is, boy. Well, that's it, that's all this for the fit. Never ran out of seafood. Y'all, I wish I was still over there. They never ran out. Never. Never. But I was sitting there, I just wanted to ask y'all, who does that? Who brings your own stuff to these folks' house? Boy, I see some guilty people out here. Because one of my partners tell me, I do it when I go to my sister's house. He do it. Yo, I couldn't do it. You're walking out straight to the kitchen with your bag of Tupperware. And ain't nobody saying that y'all must do this stuff, man. Well, explain to me why you do it. I ain't against you. No, you don't do that. He said his family does it. What y'all be thinking about? Now, if they told you to bring your stuff and take it back, don't be taking my stuff, I understand. I understand that. You know, some people just, cause I ain't gonna keep all this stuff in my house. Y'all better come and get this stuff. Some people like that. But I'm just talking. You know, cause we hadn't talked since Christmas, right? You know, then I thought about something. Chocolate King. Things that didn't exist at Christmas 25 years ago. Flipman said, fix a plate for you eat. Listen, I just thought about something. See, y'all got to understand, I'm reflecting, y'all. We just had a long year. We had a trying year. We allowed them to elect a damn fool in office. I know it's been because they laid off and furloughed 400,000 black women all over the country working federal jobs, good paying jobs. Big house, Mercedes in the driveway, y'all type of jobs. But watch this. Then I just went back and reflected some things that didn't exist 25 years ago. On Christmas 25 years ago. Airbnb wasn't in existence. AirPods wasn't in existence. Amazon Prime wasn't in existence. Android was not in existence. The App Store was not in existence. Bitcoin, Chrome, Facebook was not in existence 25 years ago at Christmas. Gmail, Google Maps, Instagram, iPad, iPhone, Netflix streaming, Reddit, Snap, SpaceX, Spotify, Tesla, TikTok, Uber, WhatsApp, X, Xbox, YouTube, Zoom. 25 years ago. But see, y'all know that, but I'm looking, Sonya, these people here came from out of town to visit. They just came over there, and everybody looked, y'all don't understand. The man barely spoke. The man he loaded up his Tupperware that he had, took that to the car. Then, he had so many of the white, and he was cool with it. He was taking 3 of them white, them white styrofoams out at a time. Man, I said, man, where this dude finna go and feed all these people? But y'all, I told you I keep going back and just thinking about stuff. But I saw this tweet. All you NIL people, all you trying to get the bag, all you baggers. I saw this tweet. It said, he said, so what? So now, what are we inventing to change the next 25 years? That's why I put it out there. I put this out there so my young people can listen to this. But I saw this tweet. They said NIL is going to dry up within the next few years. People and businesses are going to realize that paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to a kid who's going to immediately leave for what they perceive as greener pastures is unsustainable. Get your bags now, because it's all going to come crashing down. Roland Martin, Jay, is one of the guys I constantly, and the guests he have on this show, he have some of the most profound guests on this show. But yes, Black Star Network, a great resource for your information. But Willie Sullivan, did y'all hear what I just said? This tweet said the NIL is going to dry up within the next few years. People and businesses are going to realize that paying hundreds and thousands of dollars to a kid who's going to immediately leave for what they perceived as greener pastures is unsustainable. Get your bags now, because it's all going to come crashing down. Then I think about what your homeboy up at Baylor did. I don't know. I don't understand it. I mean, I have to watch it. But at this point, if you're a coach or you're a school going after these players that been in the NBA, I'm definitely judging you. See, when you say something is wrong, like Scott Drew said, and you still look to do it yourself, it says a lot. Hold on. Let me give you some context. Where you at? Hold on. I know I got it. I thought I did. If I didn't, I ain't gonna worry about it. Oh, here we go.
Are friends. I got a lot of respect for him. Great conversation. As he said, most coaches are 99% aligned on things that we would like to see done with our game. At the same time, from my knowledge, until we get to collective bargaining, I don't think we can come up with rules that are agreeable or enforceable. And until that, I think all of us are got to be ready to adjust and adapt to what's out there. Early on, when it first came out with G League players, I wasn't in favor of that either. But again, we don't make the rules, and as we find out about things, we're always going to adapt to put our program in the best position to be successful, because that's what we get paid to do. Well, first.
So if everybody else stealing out of Neiman's, I'm gonna go steal out of it too. Okay, I got you. I like that. But Izzo said this.
I don't know the whole situation. I'm a little disappointed. Scott's a good friend of mine, and he was on the committees and didn't seem to be lenient in that. But what's happened at 3 or 4 schools right now, I mean, I just asked. And all these people write all these things about me. They're all wrong. So they want to talk about coaches can do what they want. Listen, I'm still talking strictly out for the program, for the kid. So I asked Cohen, would you be okay if I went and got Miles, brought him back, and I sat here? I mean, you laugh, but that's what we're doing. somebody's sitting, somebody's not playing. You know, I just don't think that's fair for the players. I mean, some of them, you know, worked their butt off to get to this position, and maybe things didn't go right. I'm a little surprised. I got to call into Scott. I'm anxious to see what he tells me. You know, I mean, I'm not saying that we're holier than thou art or anybody should not do this or that, but if we're dipping into that one, if it's like I'm reading or hearing, I don't read it because I don't go on Twitter, but what I'm hearing, and now we're taking guys that were drafted in the NBA and everything. I said it to you a month and a half ago. Come on, Magic and Gary, let's go, baby. You know, let's do it.
Hmm. Young fellas out there, before you hit that portal, because an agent told you XYZ, you can come and play right away, or XYZ will come your way. Tell him to cut you a check, and you will happily pay him back when he delivers on that promise. You would be surprised how many will suddenly stop chirping in your ear. I'm gonna get this to you again. Give it to you again. My young fellas out here, and the young ladies too. Before you hit that portal, because the agent tell you to, he told you XYZ could come your way, and you hitting the portal, you tell him, okay, cut me a check, and you will happily pay him back when he delivers on that promise. You'd be surprised how so many will suddenly stop chirping in your ear. And you know what? The worst part of this stuff that's happening, in case you don't know what I'm talking about, it's all over the news. Let me give you some context, because I'm sorry, I usually do, but it's in my notes. But we got players who were picked 31st in the draft is coming back and playing for Baylor. See, my problem is, if you play 1 second of college basketball game and you burn a full year of eligibility, but we're on the brink because they got another guy named Trenton Flowers. He done played 8 games in the NBA, and he think he can come back. Where a guy can play 8 games in the NBA and still have full college eligibility. The NCAA is a complete... And all Tom Hizzo was saying, shame on the NCAA, shame on the coaches too. He said he's going to call out and talk to Coach Drew. He did. I just showed you that. He did. And Coach Drew said he wasn't in favor of signing pros when it first came about. But again, he said, we don't make the rules. It changed. As the facts changed, the truth changed. But y'all, good afternoon. This is an educated guest based on anecdotal information, but of roughly 5,000 D1 players. I bet that over the Christmas break, 1,000 were reached out to by agents, other schools, or a combination of two, about transferring after the season. Anybody who want to dispute that? Antoine, we've been knowing the NCAA is a joke. But what is the solution? What would you do, Antoine? Twan, what you do, man? Because I know where we keep talking about people. What can we do, Twan? I'm just sitting here. And then I can't really fault Scott Drew for being ahead of the curve while there are no guardrails in college sports right now. Because change isn't optional. Sometimes you got to adapt and move ahead. I'm just going down the thing. Just going. It's NIL. But I said it years ago. Everybody wanted it, and we got it. But what I said, who's on there? Trey Phillips. What I said is going to be what? The Wild Wild West. The Wild Wild West. And ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, Texas Southern. Wow. Wait a minute. Tonight, the 29th, today. 2 p.m. As soon as I get off the show. The TSU women's basketball team is playing the College of Biblical Studies tonight at the H&PE Arena. But tomorrow, Houston Tillerson University is coming in to play the men's team tomorrow. So that's at 6:30. 6:30 tomorrow night. The men play 2 o'clock. After the show, get over there if you want to watch TSU women play. What's up, nephew? Well, let me give y'all some stuff about NIL. Let me give you a little bit. Then I'm gonna tell you about. I got a flag. I got something for y'all. You know what? Let me put it up here now. Then I'll come back. I got something for y'all. Got something for you. Watch this. I got a flash sale for you. Free shipping, luxury, culture, legacy, limited time only. Premium collegiate and lifestyle apparel crafted with purpose and precision at the Anthony Lawrence Collection. I'm going to flash it across the screen in just a second so you can see it. It's a flash sale. Go to the website. Get you something now. Get you some New Year's stuff. Get you somebody a late Christmas present. Because guess what? What did Alfio say at the beginning of the show? Alfio said at the beginning of the show, watch this. Hold up. He said, Happy Kwanzaa, the fourth principle is Ujamaa, cooperative economics, to build and maintain our stores, our shops. Watch this. Our shops and other businesses, and to profit from them together. Let me hold up, Alfio. I'm gonna make it bigger for you. I got to put that up there bigger for Alfio. That's the principle for the day. And now we have an opportunity to use this principle today. And guess what? You got a flash sale coming. Watch this. Right there. Let me flash it across the bottom so you can have it. The Anthony Lawrence Collection. Let me flash it across the screen. I always like, y'all, this us. He said, if you went anywhere and played and got paid, you shouldn't be eligible to play college. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Anthony Lawrence Collection, y'all got it? I got it? Everybody got it? Anthony Lawrence Collection. Got a flash sale just for y'all today. Free shipping. Free shipping? Yep. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's intentionally, everybody go buy something. Everybody go watch. Everybody on the show, get your people. Everybody go buy one item. Somebody go buy something. Let's intentionally do it at the same time. So y'all can go do it now. All right. So let me get back. It's time to call it what it is, which is semi-pro. You can't just call and say what something is. Every pro team got a collective bargaining agreement. So they collective bargaining. You can't call it what it is because it's not what you think it is, Ken. You can't call it, what is it? You say you call it what it is. What is it? Your kids still going to classes right now. And they playing basketball, and some of them getting paid and some of them ain't. So you said call it what it is. What is it? But Steve Alford said something kind of cool. Him and let me let him talk. Let me let him talk.
No, I think you get a blueprint of what, we've been doing it a long time, and we develop a blueprint. Now blueprint changes and evolves. It's 5 years ago I wasn't, on conversations saying how much you want to be paid. Never thought that would happen in college basketball. And I've always been a big proponent as the game and money has evolved and changed. I've never been one that said I don't believe student athletes shouldn't be paid. But the way it is now is ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous, and it's changed our game. And so you got to adapt. We got to adapt, but every coach, every handshake I have now before games, that's brought up. Every game. Me and the opposing coach are going to talk about portal issues. And, where's academics at? Like, I've talked to my compliance guys. What's APR anymore? You can't control APR. It's a JUCO. You're going to replace 8, 9 guys to a roster every year. The travel time that is across the country in these leagues. It makes no sense for that to be our model, but that is our model. So more than us, do we have to evolve as coaches? Yeah, we got to evolve of how now we recruit. Like, it used to be, hey, what's my degree going to look like? What's your facilities look like? What's your relationship with?
I get the gist of what he's saying. But I thought the fight was for what? Your name, image, and likeness. I thought the fight was, watch this. Watch this now. Y'all got, now listen, if you disagree, let me know and let's talk about it. I thought the fight was, we had kids want to benefit from the name, image, likeness, but the NCAA wouldn't let them. They'll suspend them. If a girl did a video and had a soccer uniform on, or if a punter who punt the ball and had the team, and you want to be able to take care. This new stuff that's going on right now ain't got nothing to do with no damn name, image, and likeness. I know a guy who a school paid almost $200,000 to in June. And he came back and said, well, I wanted the rest that other coach promised me. The coach that got fired, I wanted the rest too. I ain't going to play. And tried to hold the teams hostage. And the coach said, man, get on out of here. Take that little money and go on and hope you live the rest of your life with it. That ain't name, image, and likeness. Lots of discussions over name, image, and likeness. It's a negative impact on college athletics, mostly in football. The problem isn't NIL, name, and image, likeness. I think it's fine in theory. But what it has turned into is pay for play and players being able to skip out on schools with almost no hindrance. Come on, man. Even the coaches, if they skip out, they have to have a buyout. And all of this can be true without making any of the other things false. Players should deserve a fair share. But education still matters, and a vast majority of them kids will need an education. No, you can't say that about Steve. Steve, he admitting it. You talking about, come on, Steve. Evidently, you weren't listening. You weren't listening. All he said was his gut, dude. Ken Starr, how many people are you? Wait a minute, how many players are you dealing with from Steve's point of view? And watching how rotten some of these players and their parents are. I got a question before you talk about, come on, Steve. I don't see nothing he said that I agree with him. These folks out here acting a damn fool, Ken Starr. I ain't heard nobody come on this show no more. You got to listen. You can't just see. You got to listen. Yes, he got money. In the game, y'all got the money. He said the money has changed. Let me see this one. Y'all got to start listening, man.
No, I think you get a blueprint of what, we've been doing it a long time, and we develop a blueprint. Now, blueprint changes and evolves.
The blueprint has changed and evolved, Ken.
It's 5 years ago, I wasn't, on conversation saying how much.
He said 5 years ago, I wasn't on conversation talking to somebody about how much money you going to pay me. He said it changed.
You want to be paid. Never thought that would happen in college.
He said he never thought it would happen. You talking about, come on, Steve.
Basketball.
I didn't think it would happen either.
And I've always been a big proponent as the game and money has evolved and changed. I've never been one that said I don't believe student athletes shouldn't be paid.
He said he believes student athletes should be paid. Ken Starr, you got to help me, man. Coach, what you just said, hold up, let me keep going.
But the way it is now is ridiculous.
The way it is now is ridiculous. I agree with him.
It's utterly ridiculous, and it's changed our game. And so you got to adapt.
He said, I got to adapt. You talking about, come on, Steve. He just said, I got to adapt.
Got to adapt, but every coach,
every coach got to adapt.
Shake I have now before games, that's brought up. Every game.
He said every time they have a handshake in the shake, tell me the come on Steve part, Ken. You got to help me, man. I'm trying to help you. Because some you didn't get.
Me and the opposing coach are going to talk about portal issues. And, where's academics at? Like, I've talked to my compliance guys. What's APR anymore? You can't control APR. It's a JUCO. You're going to replace 8-9 guys to the roster every year. The travel time that is across the country in these leagues. It makes no sense.
What is he saying that's bad? So he's saying he didn't have to. No, he didn't have to negotiate before. It wasn't no. I'm gonna leave it alone. I see. You don't get it. You don't get it. I no longer do NIL deals. I tell players you can become a brand ambassador. Oh my goodness, yes. Hold on, let me put this. Yeah, Ken, I just gave you all this information, and that's what you said. So he's saying he didn't have to negotiate before. Negotiate what? What you supposed to negotiate before? What is he talking about? The entire conversation changed when you present it that way to them as clients. Yeah. But you don't have a football, you don't have a basketball or football team for them to play on. So it's a different situation. It's a different situation with what you doing, Bob, than what they doing. I'm just still trying to. I can't just you can't. I don't understand this. You how there is a gross misunderstanding of NIL this and I just don't even understand. You talking about come on, Steve. Steve was right because guess what? Education still matters to the vast majority of these kids. Ken, NIL guaranteed wealth don't equals guaranteed wealth and long-term security. Most athletes will not play professionally, Ken. But it's evident that you don't know what's going on in this NIL world right now. You just don't know. I know. These folks going freaking crazy. We got Miss, don't play one game, man. I'm going in the portal next year. Playing in every game except one, and you want to go in the portal? Revenue sports are not the entire ecosystem in college. Yo, they got a whole other thing. Revenue sports is not everything in college. Schools still have an obligation to develop people, not just performers. Did you know that? Financial literacy is just as important as financial opportunity. Ken, protecting athletes today shouldn't come at the expense of their future. And you telling this man to come home? You come on. I hope you don't have a kid that you is out here talking to. You better keep watching this show. And you know who you don't hear from a lot amidst all of this college sports chaos, everything that's happening? Where is the university presidents? They ain't saying nothing. You know the ones who hand over the keys to the athletic department and then look at the other way when the car's driven off the cliff? Them guys. Where they at? Where they at? Don't stop talking, Kim. Ken, just think about what you're saying. Don't stop talking. I know there's negotiation. Y'all, this what this man came by. Hold on. Let me put it big. How you know? How you know? How you know there were negotiations done at New Mexico and UCLA when he was coaching? Adidas was paying his whole team. How you know? How? He talking about the climate right now. Evidently, it's evident you do not understand the climate right now. You talking about what the hell Adidas was paying somebody. We talking about one of these mammies and daddies walking there talking about, man, I want this, and I want this, and I want this. We talking about you was there. I tell you what, go get the proof that you was there. Go show me the contracts. Go show me the contract. Do me a favor, Ken. Since you was there, go show me the contracts. Go show me how it broke down, how much every player got and how much everybody, and who was doing the negotiating. Please, because Adidas doing the negotiation. That man said that players like Tyler Smith eligible to go back to college? Hell no. He played it. No, he's not. College coaches have to adapt every year now because they don't know if they're going to have the same team. Absolutely. Listen, I'm not feeling sorry for no college coaches. Let's get this straight, especially one as privileged as Steve Alford. But I know this shit has changed. It's changed so bad, Ken Starr. You talking about you was there? I am here when I'm talking to two Power 5 coaches saying, man, I'm tired of this shit. And thinking about going and coaching somewhere else in the NBA. Because they can. It's bad out here, man. Come on, nothing. Come on, you was there. I don't care where you was at. Show us your receipts. And no, Tyler Smith could not go back and play college basketball. But let me keep going. He played in the NBA. That's why this new guy, Trent Flowers, they ain't gonna let this boy play. The other guy didn't play in the NBA. The one that Scott Drew didn't play. See, y'all got to understand. The one that's going to Baylor, he ain't played in no NBA games. Trent Flower done played in 8 games. That's the one that it's just a whole lot of mess about. Y'all got to watch what you're seeing on the internet. I don't know why Jay Wright and I don't know why Tony Bennett left. I don't know why Coach K left. But I think Izzo gonna leave. Y'all understand dealing with these damn ignorant ass parents of these kids that can play pretty good. Y'all, they listen. That's one of the reasons listen. Hold on. Let me help you out. What kids start? Let me help you out. That's the reason I got out of this. I stopped. I said, man, I don't want to go and try to represent another damn player until they come and damn near beg me to represent them. Me going and running after them and demands. I got to talk to the strength coach, the free throw shooting coach, the layup line shooting coach, and everybody before I get to the player. This shit it's mad out here. Lakeisha. These new parents, they've been on the internet listening to all of these ignorant ass people on the internet, and they just coming in having outrageous demands about everything. I mean, you got players. Man, I wish I could tell some stuff that I just could. Yeah, I almost slipped out. Y'all don't understand it. But back, like I just said a few minutes ago, we got all this chaos in college band. See, maybe y'all lack this. Maybe y'all lack people sneaking up. Oh, man, he got to pay me this. He got to pay me. Maybe, like I said, it's 5,000 Division I players. I bet you 1,000 have been reached by people like Ken Starr and his friends trying to get somebody to transfer. Leave these damn kids alone. Let them go through something. Yeah, I'm telling you, these new parents. I ain't trying to. Oh, I had to deal with them. Kid Star, a kid come to Houston and committed to me. Top 13 pick in the NFL. I said, man, I don't feel right about it. I got to meet your parents. Man, I'm grown. I got to meet your parents. That's Saturday. He sad. I fly to where he from on a Monday to meet his parents. I walk in the door. The spirit, it was thick. The mama was sweet. Daddy weighed about 300 something, about 6'6", 300 something. Son 6'3", got both of them too big. So I'm sitting there on the couch. Daddy frowning up. Mama being sweet. Then his big ass come downstairs and sit next to me. So I know something was going on. Can't stop. These the kind of parents we got out here now. I know something was going on. So what I did, I just went through my spiel. I just didn't start my presentation. And the mama was like this. I had her. The dad was over there. Mad as a law. After I get this brilliant presentation, kids smiling, the mom smiling, the dad's frowning. 300 pounds, 200. I'm not going to win that one. Dad looked like he won. After we get through, he said, he signed what you did. And I said, yes. Then he got cussing and talking crazy to the kid. So Robert had him sit there. Look, this is ain't nothing ever happened to me this before. I said, look, I don't want to come between this family. I tore up the contract, put it back in my briefcase. Now, I didn't tear up the real contract. I tore up a facsimile, a blank one, just to let you know. I didn't tear up the real. And I just got up and, and left. And I got in the car. My partner was with me. I said, we ain't gonna get him. Then I found out the dad had already been paid, Sean, by another firm to deliver his son. The son wasn't part of that. The son wanted me. I'll never forget it. I never headed back to that hotel and getting on that plane the next morning. I started wasting my time flying out here, getting a hotel, getting a rental car. And these parents are worse now. That's when I said I never want to be in this situation again. Never. Y'all, it's tough out here. But these university presidents, the ones who have, I'm trying to get y'all to, I know y'all want to worry about, this dude worrying about how many minutes or games in the NBA or G League you have to play. Go Google it. Because ain't nobody played a game yet. Ain't nobody played a game yet. But, see, it's so hard for us to ask and think about what's going on with the university president because we want to worry about how many games or minutes that you have to go through. What can you do about it? But that's these questions. The King Sticks always asking something just ain't got nothing to do with nothing. I'm talking about the presidents who hands over the keys to the athletic department and then look other way as the car's been driven off the and then at this point you have only two options to save intercollegiate athletics. Congress gives the NCAA an antitrust protections to make the old system work, which is unfair to the student athletes. You don't want to go back to the old system, or we have to have collective bargaining. The longer we wait, the more it costs everyone. Few 18-year-olds will turn down a massive NIL deal. NFL check and a free education. However, you know what? Let me go, because I don't really like him that much, but he made a little sense. Watch this.
So I say to you, if a kid transfers 4 times, is he going to graduate from that school? There's no way. You can't graduate. So now you're going to be done playing without a college degree. You have no ties to the last school you went to, where they feel that you're from Arkansas, you played here, we're here, you're going to have opportunity. That's done. You're offered $55,000 in your first job, and you go, what? $55,000? Do I have to show up? Are they going to, you got me an apartment, right, or a car? I mean, I'm worried about mental health. Mental health. Look, I've been poor, and you know what's worse than being poor? Coming across some money and then being poor again. That's the worst. That's probably why I'm cheap, because I'm not going back there. But so my thing is, and I've been pushing this, you can transfer once without penalty. Because you picked the wrong school, the coach lied to you, there was another player that came that you didn't know about, one time. And after that, you got to sit. Because what do you think they're transferring for? Somebody help me here. Why are they say it? That's it. It isn't because they're mad at this or that. I can extort you, and if you don't give it to me, I'm going over here. If we cure that, I've been saying it for 5 years, no one listens to me. My dog, I call me, runs the other way. My wife doesn't listen to me, no one listens. If we cure the transfer rule, 70% of our problems go away. We can deal with all the other stuff.
Yo, I thought about that, man. And I think, and see, I came up with my own, man. I just thought about it. I was just thinking about it. And what did I talk about? I forgot what I was talking about. What I was thinking about is, I don't mind, you can transfer one time for free. Second time you do it, you got to sit out. But if a coach leaves, you know, medical situations, something like that, you can, you can do it. It's just, I'm just watching this stuff, man. And it's just killing me. You know, like I said, the second time transfer, you know, but if you have a coaching change, medical hardship, or some other situation, you can move again. If you transfer, I know something. If you transfer up from a Power 5, down low up to a Power 5, that Power 5 school need to pay you a certain amount of money, $100,000 or a percentage of the deal fee, that the smaller program that play. It's just me. This things that I'm thinking about. Because, and then how I would handle the pro eligibility rules. International pros can come to the NCAA, yes, but only with a maximum of 2 years of eligibility. They have to be, and they have the max rank age of 20 years old when they come over here. It's just me. And why should some get it at a young age? See, professional players here in the United States at 19 years old, 1 year removed from there, they can be, like Cooper Flag, they can be a professional. But overseas guys, they don't have college sports. They're not, they irrelevant overseas. Anyway, our best athletes, like 99% of our best athletes go to college of some sort. So I was just thinking about that. I mean, it's something got to be done, because this stuff is getting crazy. Overseas, their best players, they go to like professional developmental systems. I've seen some of them. I saw the one Tony Parker had over there. 17, 16, 17, 18, 19. You know, Luka was playing pro. But over here, you know, 18, 19-year-old, we play professionally. We get drafted. So they don't have the same, like my man at Virginia Tech. What his name? Neo Abdabalis. What I call him, Neo. Yeah, the boy that's killing at Virginia Tech. He wouldn't. He wasn't able to crack the code over there, so he wanted to come over here because it's different. So, but my one thing is, once you declare for the NBA and stay in that draft and pass the deadline, I don't care if you get pick number 1 or pick number 31, like that damn boy Baylor. You forgo your college eligibility. That's just some, that's just some things because we can sit here and complain about it, but somebody got to come up with something. And I don't know who have this kind of wherewithal, and people mad at Scott Drew. Shit, all he said, I'm playing within the rules. So that's how I feel about it, man. That's how I feel about it.
Man, look here. What you done walked me up into? Am I froze?
Yeah, you done froze. Clean up on me. Just, you know how to do it.
Yeah.
You know how to do it.
Hold tight.
He said, I don't know how they're doing it, but these kids are graduating. Maybe it's the pre-college courses credit or just... Who is graduating, Ken? Who graduating, man? Who graduating? Who graduating? Now, I don't want you to agree with me. I want you to say, who graduated? You said, but these kids are graduating. Who graduated? Not them top players, not them players that's going from college to college to college to college. You said these kids are graduating. Who's graduating? Now, if you talking about them lower level players, these people, believe you me, we ain't talking about all the players. We talk about these other players who got the clout to just go anywhere. I'm just telling you. But let me keep going. Let me get Jimmy back in here. Yeah. All right, we're gonna try to get you back in here. No, it's just, dude. This is news.
It's twofold. Number one fold is this: the NCAA can make this really simple. They've had ample opportunity to go and just go ahead on and admit that they are for profit. They can go. That means they can establish, let them players establish their unions, and the antitrust laws will come in, and all of the other stuff. And this is, and understand, the coaches now are getting more pissed off with the NCAA. Beforehand, I'm just talking about, we're just gonna throw the portal side to the side, throw it to the side. Before it was, you hear the coaches be anti-players, anti-street agents, anti-agents, and well, the agents wasn't really supposed to be in the mix back then. So they called them street agents. That's the term that people who had the power to influence, that's the term that they were described as. The coaches couldn't stand that. They couldn't stand grassroots, couldn't stand AAU. Then they couldn't stand 7-on-7. Then COVID came. The NCAA's head commissioner, he smelt this smoke coming down the pipe. He smelt it coming out of the pot, That's name was Brand. What was Brand's first name? Brand? The one that quit, that laid it down? From the NCAA?
I don't remember.
Okay. O'Brien laid it down because he had pressure. He said, to hell with it, over my dead body. Will I ever see the little C? He knew these days were coming. And I didn't realize how many lawsuits it didn't,
Jimmy, I know you easily they can throw out the amateur model, But do you know how much work that is?
Well, no. It understand something. It would forego them with a lot of agreements that they've made, and the longest one that's left on paper, I think, is
But who would be the
2032.
governing body over it?
Well, guess what? They're in position now because the conferences are able to establish their own TV deals. They are in
No, we ain't
position.
talk. No, Jimmy, forget the TV deal. Jimmy, in professional sports, because you were trying to turn into professional sports. Professional sports are all governed by a collective bargaining agreement. That means everybody at the table, the players had to come to the table. The
Yes,
owners,
they would
I
have to
mean,
get a union on their side.
the universities got to go to the state. They got the Jimmy. This stuff didn't happen overnight, so it's easier said than just sit up here and talk about you got to do it. It's a whole lot of
But
work.
that
So every structure will have to be changed from in
exactly.
college
And guess
sports.
what? Guess what, Hannah? It's already changing indirectly.
No,
That's the
Jimmy, it's
thing.
changing because I told y'all when y'all were talking about, man, we're gonna get that, they gonna get that back. I said it's gonna be the wild, wild west. It done got worse.
Well, it got worse because the goalposts changed 3 times from the NCAA on what they would allow and were afraid because of the states. Remember, that was the thing. Certain states tried to go, remember,
No, Jimmy,
could
you ain't got
go
to
and
explain
allow.
yourself. Only time I'm trying to tell you is it's easy. It's not as easy as saying, do so that means they have to go back to Congress because Congress was going to take away their antitrust exemption. They got to go back to it's just so many things that they got to do to change this thing, man. It's not that. So that's why they quiet. Because they've been, hold up, the NCAA, hold up. Y'all, let me let y'all know. The NCAA is controlled by the university presidents. They have not said a word. The university presidents ain't said nothing. They done put their head in the sand and said, y'all run this thing off the cliff and run this car off the cliff. They're going to run. I'm just telling you, man, it's just not. All I'm telling you is not that easy. It's not that easy. I promise you.
Guess what? What's the alternative? You see,
That's what
why I
they
say
get
it's not
paid
that
for,
easy?
Jimmy. I don't get paid to tell. It ain't my job to
Okay,
make no
what I'm
alternative.
saying, so when you look at it, you say, what's the alternative? It is gotten worse and it's getting worse.
I
And
would
guess what?
change the transfer thing. The number one thing your ass can't
But that's what
transfer.
understand.
That mean hold up.
Hannah,
That mean you can't hold me hostage.
but Hannah, we was in this position 3 years ago. They
What?
changed it where you could. They made a rule. The NCAA said, "Hey, y'all." Well, 2 years ago, not three. We're going in 2026, and we ain't there yet. So
And they never
2 years
changed the
ago,
rule.
they said you could transfer one time, right? And we're going to let this happen. That was 1.5 years ago. And we're going to go with this. And then anytime after that, you have to sit out. You know what happened? Lawsuits came. And that's what happens with the NCAA. In the midst of these lawsuits, of course, there are you settle most of the time. So in the midst of them settlements, what it does not prove an admission of guilt from the NCAA, but what it does do, it provides legal citing references for future and like cases. And it just keeps going and keeps going. And that's where we are right now. And people, these lawyers have begun to make a mockery
Jimmy,
of
all they had to do.
the NCAA.
They wasn't lawyers weren't arguing about transfers. They wasn't arguing too much about transfer. The NCAA was just trying to appease certain things.
Lawyers
And
were arguing about eligibility.
yeah, but listen, ladies and gentlemen, just go. All the problems we're having is because this transfer rule. That's the number. I don't mind. These coaches ain't mad about nobody getting no money. Everybody getting money. But you
No, he's
can't
not
come
mad
up here
about
and
that.
tell me,
Not
look,
all of well. Besides the coach at Clemson, besides the football coach at Clemson. besides him.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
besides him.
excuse me. I'm talking about the coaches I know. I can't. I don't know him. I don't know Dabo Sweeney. But all I'm saying is that we just. I mean, it's crazy. They got somebody got to have, but somebody got to have. Hold on. The university's presidents. Them ones who y'all don't know, who name don't be on TV. So y'all ain't bothering them. Y'all just talking negative and talking crazy about the athletic director. You need to fire him. No, it's the university's presidents that runs the NCAA. Supposed to. And they just I'm serious. I don't know what's wrong with them. I'm serious. And they see it's a problem, but the problem, if I was the first thing, hold up, let's stop this transfer. I just said it. What I just said what I would do for him. I wouldn't let them just so easy because I know how rotten these people are. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been dealing with them for 30-some years. These parents and these players, these hoes ain't loyal. These folks ain't loyal. Excuse me, Chris Brown. They ain't loyal. All I'm saying is, even the Power Fives who going down there stealing these players, they know they stealing them. That's why I take my hat off to the little young fella that left Sam Houston and went to, ain't nobody else did it but him, who Sam Houston left Sam Houston and went to Indiana and said, look here, Sam Houston, y'all treat me right. Here, man, here's some money. Here, 100,000. Here, whatever he gave him. Here, if they make them college, them Power Five, hey, get them folks. I mean, that's just my, man, I mean, it's just crazy, man. But the transfer...
Hey,
dude, you can't keep transferring every day.
Guess
can't
what?
Transfer
NCAA, they created Frankenstein. It hopped off the bed. It pulled the cords out of the arms and the arteries and the veins, and it ran through the wall. And now you're trying to catch Frankenstein and put him back in a genie bottle, and that ain't happening no time soon. Now the thing is, regarding this, because here's the thing that's funny. Remember all you people out there that acted, I'm gonna use the word acted, naive publicly. You know, you can be smart, but act naive publicly. And claim and that, oh, my school wasn't paying no kids. Oh no, Duke would never pay no kids. These schools ain't my school abide, but we don't have to cheat. Now, looking at this NIL. And now what happens now with NIL has happened is that a lot of the bag people now, they can take they took the mask off because they have to publicly put that down. So the people that are funding a lot of the student athletes through NIL and now in today's system were some of the same people who were providing the cash to the previous players in yesteryear. And you guys were acting like it didn't happen. So now what happened?
Nobody mad at that.
Oh, no. There's a lot of people. They went on the plank. Oh no, my school wouldn't do nothing like that. We don't have to do nothing like that. We get it over. Now you realize these games have already been played. It just so happens now it was meant to be a legal write-off, a tax write-off for some folk, or for some, depending on how they did it, structured it right, through LLCs and through nonprofits and whatnot for NIL purposes. Now you see, everybody been cheating for a long time. It just so happens. So now the chickens have come home to roost in regarding to some of this stuff. And now a lot of the kids, you've been forewarned. They've been warning you guys for a couple of years. All of this D1 stuff, your chances have been fragmented even greater as it was before about your opportunities, regardless of the sport, to get into that level. But you're thinking in your mind because you've invested so much into getting there that you're doubling down that, oh no, they ain't talking about him. They're not talking about that. And that's the thing now, Hada, when it comes to all of these pros, you mentioned just a while ago when they got froze up, and the pros that are playing basketball and coming over, I'm like this on it. I'm like blasé on it because where was all this energy and this angst when a lot of the pros, international pros, were coming over here and playing for years? Not I ain't talking about pro stars, but there have been guys that have played internationally that were professionals that came over and played in college basketball. This ain't just started happening. People got waivers for years. They've been getting waivers. They just don't have to get them as in a certain with different languages in the waivers now. And that's the thing. So now Rabbits got the gun, and it's time to, oh my God, what's going to happen right now? Well, guess what? They can think the rules, but they realize, truth be told, they've been doing it. That kid that's going to Baylor, he's become the poster child. But there are at least 5 or 6 other players this year that are over here. He's the only one that's black. That's internet that played pro ball. I'm just saying, it is what it is.
Jimmy, they didn't get drafted 31 in the NBA. They didn't get drafted.
One of them was an MVP of his professional league.
Jimmy, he didn't get drafted to the NBA. Luka was a pro, Jimmy, all the time.
We're not comparing him to Luka. Luka is
but you're talking about pros.
I'm talking about international pros.
Them dude pros. It's different, Jimmy.
But
this guy got drafted
Luka,
number
Luka's
31.
Luka's a superstar.
Jimmy, this man got drafted the first pick in the second round. That's what people pissed off about.
Well, guess what? People understand in the draft, in certain drafts, everybody don't choose to go and take an international player and draft and stash them. And now this coming, that draft and stash, a lot of those drafts and stash are eligible for college just as well. And a lot of those draft and stash, that's what they've been calling for years, Adam. They've been calling. They even made a cliche.
Jimmy, I'm telling you, I don't even know what you're talking about right now. But because you're trying to compare this guy to them, that's different.
No,
compare this guy.
I'm saying there have been pros that's played international pros that have came before him. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That got logged more minutes and earned way more money as professionals and played against way more active minutes than this young man.
That's not the argument.
That's one argument. That's one argument. Where was the angst at those guys? So guess what? Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is.
This man got traded. This man got traded for Carl Anthony Towns.
He was a paper trade.
So what?
It was a paper trade.
The other guys. You're trying to compare apples to oranges. That's all.
No, I'm comparing a professional that played professionally. You're adding in the actual language of he got drafted. That don't mean he's that. We got players right now that's ranked in the top 10 in Houston. Top 10 in Houston that don't have Division I offers. That ain't never happened in the history of Houston. In the history of Houston, there ain't never been kids. There ain't never been at least three to four kids.
I just can't believe that just came out of your mouth. You talking about some high school players now, man? We talking.
I'm just saying, a lot of stuff ain't happened before, but we're in a different whole state right now. This is an everlasting onside kick in the NCAA, meaning that you can't recover it the same way from day to day. It's gonna bounce differently. It's an everlasting onside kick. In the kid's
defense, he haven't played in the NBA. He haven't played in the NBA. He got drafted, but he didn't get played. I'm saying, my rule is, if your ass get drafted and you stay in the process, then we can eliminate this. If you stay in the process, you're ineligible to go back to school. That's what I just said a minute ago. That would have stopped this if you go by. I mean, and shit, maybe I need to be the czar of basketball.
No. A minute ago, you said once they declare.
No, I said to no. You weren't listening. I said if you get drafted and declared and stay in the draft. I said when you stay in the draft.
You said that what you said.
So
you declared
he
to stay in the draft.
And he got
that's what you
drafted.
said. But the draft is a different thing. You said if he declared and
I
stay in the
said,
draft.
Jamie, listen, I know what I said. I said if you declare for the draft and stay in the draft.
Yes. Yes.
The dude stayed in the draft and he got drafted.
Okay. So I mean, I'm saying, so what
I'm
you
saying
just said.
under my rules, he wouldn't be eligible to play nowhere. We wouldn't even be talking about this.
Okay, so if he'd not got drafted, would he still been eligible to play college ball?
If he came back before the deadline.
No, I'm saying if he stayed declared for the draft.
Listen, Jimmy.
I'm asking you the question.
Jimmy,
it's not hearing what you're saying. I'm clarifying.
Till after the deadline, he done.
Okay, so great.
Getting
so
drafted
now,
or not, he's done.
Okay, so here's the thing. So the international players, do they have that's playing
They
pro
don't get
ball?
in the draft.
That's my point. That's the aha.
It ain't no aha.
So no. So they should have to
the
start declaring
over there. They don't.
Well, no,
hold up, Jimmy.
no,
Jimmy,
no,
they don't have
declaring.
colleges over there they play in. 99% of our players come out of college and get drafted.
Adam, but FIBA can make a process that would be beyond the NCAA. That's beyond their call.
FIBA don't care nothing about what y'all talking about.
Okay, so that's what they get money from. They get money from the NBA a lot. So don't get it twisted. Now, when it comes to basketball, they get a lot. They have deals with the NBA. Don't you think they don't? Now, come on, you know better than that.
Man, let's change this subject. I'm tired of this.
So that's the influence. That means now you see they ain't fair. If that's the case, what you think of what you're talking about? They can declare and forego the eligibility, which I ain't got no problem with that. I don't have no problem with a guy declaring for the NBA and you want to declare. Once you declare, you're done. I ain't got no problem with it. But my thing is, okay, remember the influx, and think about it. We've already been hit 22 decades ago. They tried their best to warn America. They mean the powers that be over the NBA. Tried their best when the previous ownership was commissioner was in place before he passed away. Tried their best to make it seem like America, the world is going to take over, and your kids are going to be stuck out. Basically, so what they start doing, if you look at the drafts, there were multiple drafts that was inconsistency where they started drafting more international players in the second round. They start draft. That what they call. They used the term I said a while ago, draft and stash. They used that term, and then that means now they had no intention of playing or signing those guys, and they just drafted them for their rights. And that's what they did for international guys. And then after a while, they realized a lot of these international guys, the secondary level guys, while we sacrifice that part and you gain the international stardom, I mean, you got your Tony Parkers that won the multiple championships. You got then eventually you got your Dirk Nowitzkis, and you got your Lukas, you got your Stojakovic's and all that back in the days. You got those coming along. And a constant flow, which leads up to right now, when you have 4 of the top 5 vote getters, that is, for the All-Star game on the Western Conference side, or from international players. But however, they don't tell you. Go look on the Eastern side. 4 of the top 5 vote getters on the Eastern side are Americans. And it's balancing itself back off. It's called the corrected market, like in Wall Street, when the market starts to correct itself. And that's what's happening right now. Now, in regarding to that, collegially, that's a whole different topic. We can transcend back there. Just want to throw that fact in there to you guys. So as far as educational purposes, because the All-Star voting, the first round is in. And that's what's happening. And that's the new thing. Many people pay attention to it, but remember, it's a different whole process right now, a different whole format this year coming up in the All-Star game, which is February the 15th, that Valentine's Day weekend, and this year. So, but back to the collegiate thing. Bottom end of the day, as I was saying, I talked about high schools, meaning that the spots that once were allotted and available and thought to be available for a lot of the high school kids, they are not there right now. Meaning it is harder. A kid like Bryce Griggs right now, he's eligible for college right now. So that means if you were a point guard and you thought you had Boogaloo State was on you, and now they realize they got a chance to get Bryce Griggs. You don't have a chance in 9 hells being better than Bryce Griggs as a prospect right now. So that's what's going on. These guys are older. Now you see, that's why the teams in the SWAC, we mentioned a couple of weeks ago on the Chop Shop, there were every other day there was a SWAC team that was that it came within single digits of against a superior opponent in men's basketball. Hell, on the women's side, we see Southern Jaguars go and beat Arizona, come back and beat University of Houston in back-to-back games. For the first time in SWAC history, they beat those type of Power 5 schools on the road, mind you, in those and despite their budgets. This is what's happening. These older people are constructing these rosters. It's been like that in the SWAC. Howard, you've seen it. You've seen it since you grabbed the microphone on the sidelines of TSU men's and women's basketball. You've seen the average age of these programs, and we flaunted and talked about that and glorified because it was applauding, because people didn't realize I can't. Sam Houston State don't want me. I just go to TSU. And be careful. That's 23, 24-year-old dudes. So that means you're basically a 13 and under player saying I can go and play with the 17 and under teams. That's the same disparity in the ages when people get to talking that nonsense like it's just that easy. Every 13 and under can't play 17 and under. You got to be special. And I get it. Most parents think their babies are special. I get it. Most people think because you pay mirror, mirror on the wall to tell you that your kids are special. I get that part. I even get the part that most of y'all pay somebody to tweet out favorable remarks and try to make everybody else believe that your babies are special. But the fact still remains: the opportunities are limited. Even football, which you are seasoned in football. You and Chris Walker both gave them numbers out time after time when it comes to football, and the numbers are out again. 6.5%. 6.5% of all high school players make it to the NCAA level in football. 6.5%. That's over 1 million high school football players this year in high school in the United States of America. Over 1 million, almost 1.1. Only 6.5%. That's it. And that's the thing. And then once you get to the NFL, we're talking NFL numbers right now. Y'all said this stuff year after year after year. It used to be 4.5 years was the average career of an NFL player. It done went down. It's 4 now. 4. That's if you in NFL football, if you even become one of those.
I'm trying to see. I don't see where you're getting at. Everybody knows it's special to be a pro. We ain't talking about being no pro. What are you just talking about, going to college?
I said 6.5% makes it to college, to the NCAA level. Yeah, out of 1 million, out of over 1 million.
We've been saying that for years.
Okay, but the audience revolves, Hatter. We got people that used to listen to watch every day. They may still watch.
So why are you so easy? So if people so why it's so easy for people to just go in the transfer portal and give up one of them spots and not getting the spots back?
Because everybody is influenced by somebody, and I don't think they value the spots. Well, you're chasing. Most people that's getting the portal is chasing either A, an opportunity, B, a bag. And the person that influenced you to get that bag from the school A, this is basically another way for them to get another different type of bag, or an attempt to drive the market up in value for your particular player. And that's what, and so now people know that, and the minute most people are losing that battle. That's what's happening. Just straight up, the numbers go to show. In basketball, it was over 2,000, well over 2,000 people that was in the portal in basketball. And more than half of them did not lock on to a Division I program. So that means you've been influenced to go, and then it's here and there. Hell, I know you've talked to people that in passing and just ask them portal questions or transfer questions. And know what they say? They'll be like, and you get to talking to them, you realize, man, that wasn't even that kid's decision. You realize it. You ain't got to ask. If you talk to some of them, you'll know they were influenced and made to believe that you should do this, man. Man, forget that coach. That coach don't believe in you. It's almost like gang tactics to get the person to join the game, and it almost feels like that to a certain degree. And it was like I was watching 61st Street on television the other day on one of the series. I love it. I loved it. I went through the whole series during the last week. And a couple of episodes, there was one young man. He was an inspiring track star. His last day in town, his last day before he was supposed to leave to go to college, and he finds himself in the penitentiary on a situation. And wasn't a street kid. The story is scripted out of Chicago, 61st Street. So when you start thinking about that, guys, this stuff is here, is real, but at the end of the day, everybody makes choices and there are consequences. And too many people, I believe, just are not willing to step out and hold other people accountable for their actions and their decisions. That's all I'm saying. A lot of people more people should hold more people accountable, especially when you've been led astray or you've made to believe that this to go this way and it don't work out for you. Then you'll go and say, oh, the kid ain't working hard enough. Or, and that's the whole thing. And you're losing the mindset as you showed in the video clip. You have a whole flock of people that ain't graduated college. A whole flock of people without degrees that has basically little to no chance of getting their degree because they're so gone to the left. Transfer. You're losing credits. Stuff ain't all classes don't transfer over from school to school. They do not. So now, as a society, when you go and you watch this stuff, you're going to see the rich is going to continue to get richer. And however, they had some of the bottom schools have found a way to economically survive off a consolational economic boost, which they've been getting in years before, but now it's coming at a real cost because if you play these schools, if TSU plays one of these schools and your star player goes off for 35, that school, that Power 5 or P4 school that you hit 35 on, they're going to pay attention to you. Now, they may be the school that's going to offer you a bag because they saw what you just did to their players that they recruited, that was guarding you man to man. And it's not, that part ain't stopping no time soon in regards to that. So good, something's going to change. That's for sure. Something. But when it does, no, not many people like change. Just be careful what you wish for.
Hey, I promise you. This bottom going to fall out. These people ain't finna keep getting this money. I'm just telling you.
They can't sustain it. It's economically, you can't sustain it over a long period of time.
I have no connection with the players. We can get him like your boy Troy Aikman said. He gave a lot of money to the quarterback, then he left. He said, "Man, I ain't getting him another dime." I'm not giving. I mean, because it hurt him. It was personal. It was personal.
He
You
thought
know,
he loved him.
he said, I'm not giving him
That
another
quarterback
dime.
loved him, huh? He thought he loved him, huh?
Yeah, man.
He
Hey,
thought
man.
the stripper loved him. That's what he
Uh,
thought. A lot of people thinking that same thing.
Yeah, strippers fall in love, but them hookers really don't. You can trick them strippers. You can trick them hookers. You can trick a trick. Yeah, boy. Let me get out of there. But it's good, man. Hey, I'm glad we talked about that, man. It's just different. And I'm thinking about this guy because I'm gonna give you some little stuff that somebody just sent me. They said Baylor was desperate for another big man
Okay, they got
after the
one.
2 front court players went down with season-ending injuries. So the
Mhm.
Bears coach came up with an unconventional answer and added, watch what they said, Nigerian-born forward James Nije to his roster for the start of Big 12 play next week. But guess what, Jimmy? They said a move was created, widespread shock among the college basketball community, given that Najee was selected by the Detroit Pistons with the 31st pick in the 2023 NBA draft. That's why everybody was up in arms. But there is precedence to this. Nastasia Cousins, the second leading scorer on Kansas State women's team now, was a third-round pick, 30th pick
The WNBA.
in the WNBA, the Washington Mystics in 2024 draft, just like Ninja. But
Title
Parsons
IX. Title
never
IX.
but she never played in college before she was drafted. She was a Paris Olympian for her native Belgium. Last summer, she played professionally over in Spain. So that's how hey, that man came up with one of them folk, man.
Hold on. And guess what? It gets even scarier as we get ready to land this plane. It's on today's show. Here's where it gets scarier. We're just talking about basketball. What if some of these NFL guys who went and declared for the NFL don't just wait? The season hadn't even came yet. You can bet your ass that
You
there's
can't
going to be
declare from the NFL unless you spend three years in college.
I'm saying. So I mean, they got 1 year left. The guys, there's been a guy or two that's recently declared for the NFL that did not get drafted, that has eligibility left, Hatter. That's the scary elephant right now because those guys are older and stronger, and some of those guys have been playing in Canada or just been getting in shape.
NFL, watch this. NFL ain't gonna play that. I'm just telling you.
But it's out the NFL hands. That's
No, it's not.
No, yes, it is.
Oh, you talking about they gonna go back to college?
Yes.
Not if they done played in the NFL.
You ain't played yet. You ain't got drafted. You declared. There's a couple of guys out there. They've already been talking about them. That's what's next on the horizon, and it has the NCAA right now. That's what I'm saying. And guess what? When that guy pancake your little 19-year-old baby that's sitting there on the line, and you got a 25-year-old that have been going against any NFL guys as a practice scrub, and he's coming there with some new stuff. This is what's about to happen now. What about that?
It ain't gonna be that bad.
Hold on, it gets worse than that. What about the Major League Baseball, the college baseball guy? You can get drafted out of high school. They can draft you for your rights in Major League Baseball. What about those guys who declared and didn't get drafted, did not play Major League Baseball? They played minor leagues, Hatter. And what about those guys that want to come back and play college baseball? You see, this is what I'm saying. This is what they noticed was what about to happen. And boy,
well, let it happen. I'm all right with all of it. My thing is
blow the whole thing up.
My thing is the transfer. I don't mind. My thing is the transfer policy. I don't like how these guys doing. I don't like the transfer policy. But y'all, I got to get out of here. I got a meeting I got to go into. They're calling me right now. But we'll see y'all. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. But the next day I ain't gonna see you. And then I see you tomorrow, but the next day we won't see you.
Yeah, don't forget, go over to RCS Sports and check out our mid-season high school all area teams in the VIP news, and also check out all the schedules for all of the tournaments and the showcases around Greater Houston taking place today and tomorrow. They're posted right on the front page. You need no login, none of that. Go look at all the schedules. Some good stuff going on
There's
around
some
the
games.
area.
It's a good game coming on tonight. I mean, high school game tonight.
It's a couple. No, not tonight. The last one is about 6 o'clock today. And that's Straight Jesuit and Austin Westlake with Bo Ogden, who committed to the University of Texas. They're playing over at Straight Jesuit 6:30 this evening.
Well, can anybody on here tell me if they done seen Westbury play? You seen Westbury play?
Listen, Westbury is playing. They lost this morning over in Baytown Lee College. They have a young man, he's a 10th grader. He's averaging about 14 rebounds a game. And I would probably go see them when they play Madison. Because I want to see them.
Who was the dude who hit 39 points the other day? Somebody said 39 points.
That's not the big fella. That's another young cat.
Okay.
He's sub 6 foot guard. That's
okay. They didn't tell me that part.
That don't mean he's not good. That you did that. You would have read and amongst.
Whatever happened to the kid at Pasadena that could shoot? Pasadena Memorial.
You know what? We went out on the plank on this young fella, man. He got hurt. Ain't never been the same. You know what? His name was Chris something.
What happened to him?
Something. I don't know what happened to him, man. I'm wondering if we. This is what I want to know. I would really love to talk to him, and I wanted to know because I want to know that when I see him in person, I really want to know if the day that we did the Chop Shop live from the Pasadena tournament, he was in the 10th grade, I think.
Yeah.
He scored about 35 points that day. They played against Robert Miller.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, he played on the team with Robert Miller. He was a teammate. We did the Chop Shop live, and that was his coming out party. Meaning
Chris Jones. He ain't JUCO, Jimmy.
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones is at
Chris Jones. What junior college is he at? That's what we're asking before we get off the show. Let us know this real quick. I know it's a little delay.
Come on, Antoine. Come on.
But the young fella ended up getting hurt. He hit 40 a game, a couple of games after that. He got hurt, and we were looking for a breakout season.
Yeah,
and by the time he got to 12th grade, he just kind of threaded the water. Never really. And this is another thing I'll talk about, guys, tomorrow. And I'll give you guys some signs, and I'll give you guys some documents, factuals. And that is, we'll go and look at a lot of teams, and we'll go and check out their win-loss record in the 8th grade before that superstar got to that team, or the year before the superstar got on varsity. And that's your homework assignment. For example, what was Cypress Lakes High School? What was their record the year before De'Aaron Fox touched varsity? You see what I'm saying? Did they, when was it by the time varsity, was there an upward tick or was it a flat or down tick? Like, for example, just like I mentioned De'Aaron Fox, I'll give you Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes, I don't know what College Park's win-loss record was before he got there. But all we know is that the thing that stood on his head was they never made the playoffs until his final year. But that doesn't mean the win-loss wasn't upticked. That's what I'm just saying. If my point is, if your kid is supposed to be that dude, it's going to translate to W's in most cases.
Collin College.
Collin Junior College. Okay. Collin Junior College. Let me look that up, Howard. Collin College basketball, right? I want to know, what is he doing since y'all gave us that? I know if he was averaging 25 a game, y'all would have told us, you'd have said, hey, man, he's going to kill it.
The man probably take care of his business, man. All eggs don't hatch on the same day.
Chris Jones, he's a freshman at Collin County. He over there with David Chong. Look, David Chong on that route from Dickinson.
Okay.
You remember David Chong?
Yeah, a little bit. It's in it's in Plano, right? Is it in Plano, Texas?
College? Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Here we go. Chris Jones, he's played in only 6 games out of 14. He's started none. He averages 1 minute per game. No. Take that back. Take that back. The minutes don't count. Those are incorrect on this school's website.
What you mean?
He averages 1.3 points a game. You can't dispute that. 1.3 points a game. And that's the third lowest on the entire roster. David Chong, speaking of him a while ago, he's averaging 9.6 points a game for David Chong and 4.5 assists a game. So Chris Jones, he's just feeling his way. He's probably, he's gonna, but he's playing
what made me
college
think
ball.
about
Everybody, just he's playing college ball. So he didn't,
Okay.
he's on the roster. He's playing. We had forgot about him after 11th grade. So that's pretty much it, man. Make sure you guys share the show on your way out the door. And good convo today. You guys let somebody else get some of this convo. Some
Tomorrow.
of you clippers and what they call them, splicers, splice whatever you need. Send it on out. Make sure you tag us as well on the Chop Shop. But we are getting out of it today. And see you guys Monday Night Football tonight. We'll talk more about that stuff and the football stuff for some of you football heads on tomorrow, because tomorrow is Baby Friday on the Chop Shop. No show Wednesday, definitely none Thursday. See you guys on the following Monday. So make sure you get this. Today is Monday.
So Jimmy, tomorrow is the last show of the year. So bring everybody in tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last dope show of the year. Yeah.
We open up the phone line. Open up the phone lines tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
God dog it. So I'm gonna forego. If I do go to one of these games tomorrow, I'm gonna come on the phone and give you an update from the thing,
give me an update.
from the show. Cause they got a bunch of second round, third round matchups, man, tomorrow that look tasty gonna be going on.
So which tournament?
We'll see how it goes.
Which tournament this is?
We got a lot of them that's going on.
Oh, it's a lot of tournaments.
6 of them.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Look on the front of rcsports.com. I have a link to all of the brackets for you to go and print and download to your cell phones right there on the front. Just look on rcsports.com. Yeah.
Is Beaumont playing? Beaumont United. Beaumont Westbrook.
Beaumont United is in Dallas right now. Beaumont Westbrook is playing in Conroe. And they're about to play Willis High School. Matter of fact, they're playing against Willis with S.J. Young, who's signed with Milwaukee, Wisconsin, up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. They're playing against him right now as we speak. It's a 12:30 tip. That game should be getting ready. It should probably be landing the plane as we speak. Out at Conroe High School. So Westbrook want to play Lamar High School at 3:30 today. And if they win that pool, then I'll have to go and look on the bracket and see what time they will play tomorrow. But that's what's going on with Beaumont Westbrook. But anyway, guys,
I appreciate all this information right now.
Hey, that's the thing. That's what we're doing right now. And meanwhile, we want you guys to go and check out their website. And as we continue to keep this thing populated for your viewing pleasure, for the one-stop shop. Lastly, as I leave, if your grassroots team is playing in the spring icebreaker, March the 20th through the 22nd, if you're thinking about playing in it, then we will post your tryouts at no cost on the rcsports.com. What does it cost you? You got a flyer made already. So why not amplify it and let it be posted on the most populated website in all of Greater Houston basketball? And that's rcsports.com. So check that out. Go on that website, rcsports.com. Go to the bottom. You'll see the ad info. Send us an email or send me your ad, and we'll get it put up in there as within 24 hours. That's it, man. We got to get up out of here. Peace, man. Y'all share the show. We up out of here.